Hi, I'm Billy Mitchell, and this is the Daily Scoop Podcast, home of all the news you need to know at the intersection of government and technology.
Today on the Daily Scoop Podcast from the Scoop News Group, GAO shares its audit of DOGE ethics training and financial disclosures, and a Senate bill looks to extend the TMF's new project deadline. It's Thursday, August 6, 2026, and now let's dive into the day's top headlines. Only a fraction of the 206 DOGE personnel identified by a congressional watchdog had paper trails associated with ethics and records management training and financial disclosures, a congressional watchdog reported on Wednesday. The findings came as part of a Government Accountability Office report focused on identifying the employment statuses and administrative activities of personnel while a part of the notorious and now mostly defunct Department of Government Efficiency. According to the report, GAO obtained relevant training and disclosure records for just 64 of the DOGE personnel it identified. Of that number, 49 completed ethics training, 18 completed records management training, and 38 submitted financial disclosures. It also identified that 27 DOGE officials were special government employees, which means they could hold employment elsewhere while working for the federal government temporarily. GAO noted in the report that that type of designation creates difficult ethics issues. However, the GAO reported difficulty finding even that level of information as a result of lack of responsiveness from multiple federal entities and limited information it received, the report revealed. While the Executive Office of the President told the watchdog that the DOGE personnel received the same training on ethics and records management as other personnel in that office, it did not respond to GAO's request for access to those records or financial disclosures. Similarly, 10 executive branch agencies did not respond to GAO's inquiries in a timely manner or at all, the report said. EOP and the Office of Personnel Management didn't respond to the watchdog's request to verify accuracy of the report. As a result, GAO qualified that the 206 personnel it was able to identify don't represent all of the individuals who worked under the DOGE in the first year of the second Trump administration, roughly the time period it was reviewing. Lack of responsiveness also contributed to the lack of certainty about how many total DOGE personnel were required under statute to complete the administrative tasks in question in the first place. While federal employees are generally required to complete those training and disclosures, there can be exceptions.
Defense Talks, the largest annual conference that brings together the nation's leading military commanders, C-level leaders, senior defense officials, and technology executives to explore the emerging tech, strategies, and partnerships driving the next era of national security, is right around the corner. Join us September 22nd at the Ritz-Carlton in Pentagon City to hear directly from top decision makers and industry innovators on AI-enabled military operations, drone autonomy and human-machine teaming, the future of command and control, cyber operations in the age of generative AI, data, cloud, and digital modernization, homeland defense and evolving global threats, defense policy acquisition and workforce transformation, and much more. Register today at defensetalks.upgather.com to join the leaders shaping the future of defense, where national security meets innovation.
And now let's move on to other news. The Technology Modernization Fund would be able to finance new projects through December 11th under a provision in a Senate bill to avoid a government shutdown this fall. The current version of the fiscal 2027 Financial Services and General Government Appropriations Bill authorizes $5 million for the fund, and though the bill has not yet received a floor vote in either chamber, the TMF is prioritizing artificial intelligence and projects to support faster permitting with the money it has left. But the Senate version of the continuing resolution moving through a legislative vehicle cleared its first hurdle Monday night with a motion to invoke cloture of 89-4. While the chamber is set to continue consideration throughout the week, the House is out until the last day of the month, and its so-called clean version stands in opposition to the Senate bills authorizing extensions like the TMF. The TMF has faced uncertain funding cycles for years, a fact that some lawmakers and federal IT leaders have fought against. Jesse Pasilican, the fund's acting director, has stumped for the program's funding in recent months, noting that the latest call for proposals generated a great response. In early July, Pasilican said the General Services Administration's fund had $200 million left to spend, But that might not last as long as it used to because the scale and scope of government technology challenges are only going up due to AI. Pasilkin said in July, quote, "We are a country that continues to have really significant service delivery challenges, which is what the government should ultimately be providing. And when you have it set up that way, $200 million is actually quite the drop in the bucket," unquote. While neither the House-passed version nor the pending Senate version of the stopgap changes the fund's budget, the House version would still bar any new projects past September 30th.
For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Carlin Fisher helped put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back again tomorrow with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.